What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. Yes. I'm on time today. Your boy's on time. Let it be this type of fucking game where your boy shows up on time, right? Anyway, of course, we're gonna get into that Niners dub. Um, you know, I want to start off the show by saying Jason and I are probably going to be a lot critical than a lot of people maybe think we should be in a win. But yeah, like it's important. We won the game. Yay, third NFC championship game in a row. Awesome. But yeah, let's not act like we deserve to win that game. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and break it down for y'all. Before we get started, of course, we got to remind you, help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link is in the description of this podcast or video. Go to seatgiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Catch Jason and I previewing the NFC championship game and, of course, getting into all the greatness of this week. I'm pretty sure there's going to be tons of stuff that we're going to freaking get into this week. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, Twitter at Niner Faithful R. Everywhere you can subscribe to the show, go ahead and visit ninerfaithfulradio.com/subscribe. Catch our game day shows. We got another week of game day shows. I will be going live probably about 2 o'clock, 2:30, hour before the game. We're going to try to do it. And, of course, Jason will be going live at the 2-minute warning at halftime, and Jamie will be going live with our post-game show. And, of course, listen to the end of the show to get your special coupon code for 20% off of all Season 3 for the Faithful, by the Faithful apparel, exclusively available at ninerfaithfulradio.com/shop. Ladies and gentlemen, Faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
What's cracking with you, Jason? How you doing, bro?
Aloha, Faithful. How's it going? My heart.
You know, bro,
coming home. Coming home, darling.
I know, right? I mean, look, bro, at the end of the day, I want to make this clear because, you know, I think that you and I let's be real, bro. We're going to – that was not clean. That was not the best game in the entire universe that we played. And you and I would say we're pretty damn good at not sugarcoating shit. I think there's always been this how do I want to say this thing around being a fan and covering the team is you can't be a fan and cover the team because, you know, you're going to be biased and not be critical. And I think you and I are one of the people that kind of prove that wrong. I feel that we'll rip the team a new one, you know, when we feel it's necessary. We won the game, but I mean, let's be real. People do not want to look into that chat between you, the NFR chat, bro. People don't want to look into that chat. But
tell me I was wrong when after Aaron Rodgers got that like 40-something yard run, they pretty much all of us were like, it's done. That was what the straw that broke the camel's back on that one. That was like, holy shit, that's it.
I was willing to hold up faith, but it looked like they're going to score a touchdown on this drive, and it's going to be over when they score a touchdown.
Yeah. That game changed simply because we held them to a field goal, which was blocked. Even
Yes.
if they get that field goal or anything, we are having a completely different show today, more likely.
You see the Instagram reel I sent you with the dude with the the leaf blower blowing the kid, bro. I died laughing. I was like, I swear to God, my nigga, I'm about to buy a leaf blower. I messaged you. I messaged you and I said they just handed us the game. We need to take advantage of it. Are we champions or not? Champions score here, right? Because at the end of the day, we're being critical because it's about what we look like going forward. You know, we're analyzing the game, but at the end of the day, they're in Green Bay packing up the lockers. We're getting ready for the NFC Championship game, and ultimately, that's all that fucking matters.
Yeah, and I think when you sent that into the chat, I think I wrote back. I was like, "All right, Kyle, time to nut up. Grab your sack. Yeah. This is where you make your point now. Are you going to coach to not lose this game, or are you going to fucking man up and actually coach to win this game?" And to Kyle's credit, he called the game the way it was. He should have been calling. I mean, I'm sure we'll get into the whole 2-minute fiasco at some point. But at that point right there, I was like, finally. Do you think that was like his coming of age, if you will, moment? Like, oh, you know what? This is how I need to coach if I want to win championships. I need to stop being a pussy. Because that's how he coaches. Again, the 2-minute drill. He coached like a pussy.
It's okay. As we break this down, let's start with Kyle. Worst game he's called as a coach. Why are you going? Look, Brock has his own issue, but with Brock, I'll say he wasn't set up for best of success. I said this when I first got into the green room. I looked at you and I said, this Brock and the rain thing is a real thing. Like it's real until it's not real, right? We've got it now. Fine, he plays at California. Realistically, especially at home, you get home playoff games, 1 seeds, all that. How many games is he legitimately going to play like in Saturday? You know, how many games is he really going to play like that, especially at home? You know, so and most NFC teams that have bad weather have a dome. Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago doesn't, but a lot of those Midwestern teams have domes.
The Pack don't.
The Pack don't. But and let's be real, that game's in Lambeau, and it's snow, or even if it's raining and cold, bigger issue. Let's be real, it was California cold and rainy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a whole other level. We weren't playing
in
Buffalo 2 weeks ago when they literally had their fans out there for 2 days shoveling snow, and it was still like negative 20, 25 plus the wind chill. It wasn't that.
You know, you and I, Jason, we live here on the West Coast, you know, and everybody calls us soft or whatever. But sometimes I understand, hey, if you can't afford to live here in California, you can't afford to live on the West Coast. I totally understand it. Shit, I can't even afford to live here on the West Coast. But I just, every time I see something like that, you know, like I see that. Oh, I got a couple more for the chat. I got a couple more for the show that I downloaded. But I just look at people and I'm like, why do you live here? Like, why would you look at that game in Kansas City? Like, why would you deal with that? Like, why?
Because
I don't understand.
Stay inside.
Like, I'm just like, I don't understand why you would deal with that, bro. Like, come on. Anyway, but yeah, I thought that was Kyle's worst game as a play caller. And what upset me the most is we have to question Kyle's ability to develop quarterbacks, because your quarterback is struggling. It's clear as fucking day from the jump. Your quarterback is struggling, and you're going 4 or 5 wide. You're calling that Juwan Jennings, Really? And my thing about it is, don't scrap the game
or the run.
But you literally, Ray scored a touchdown on that play against Washington Christmas Eve last year. Give that play to Ray. You're gonna give it
Ronnie
now.
Bell, BA. Why is
Ronnie Bell was inactive, but
I'm saying he could have run it because as much as we like Juwan, he's not a burner.
That's not his game. That's not his game.
He's a lot like Cap. He needs that movement to get going first.
What was the best play, Jason? What was going to be the outcome? What, he was going to break 3 or 4 tackles and gain 5 yards?
Yeah,
the man who just missed a month of football.
Yeah.
Really, honestly, I'm going to start off with offense first. The only positive thing about this offense, besides CMC for whatever the little that he got the ball, was this man. I remember saying in the chat, I was like, George Kittle's going to win us this game. This is George Kittle's best fucking season. And yeah, that drop ball. And it's funny, my Kittle song, I'll play it for you when you come out here for the parade. But my George Kittle song, it goes, I ain't scared. I'll never drop the ball. So when it's crunch time, it's my name to call it. I was like, damn, that nigga had a hell of a drop in crunch time. I was like,
man, I had it for you.
And it was just like, oh. But, I mean, close your eyes, Jason. Think about every big play that got you out of your seat, screaming, yelling, whatever it did. That wasn't on offense. That wasn't a Robbie Gould game-winning field goal. In the Kyle Shanahan era, it seems like almost every play that got me, let's fucking go, was done by George Kittle. George Kittle or Debo.
I'd say or Debo because he had his moments where he breaking 9 tackles or running fools over.
Yeah. The touchdown, the bubble screen touchdown against Chicago in 21. And then also, I'm gonna get your thoughts about Kyle here in a second, but I want to just make the second point. If you can't adjust without Debo, and I want to understand this, that Debo is an elite player. What did we say when he won the back-to-back Kettle Corn MVPs of the week? I said Debo's playing the type of football where Debo is the best player in the league. Like that's the type of stretch that Debo had. But with Corn, BA, Juwan Jennings, apparently Chris Conley, and CMC, you cannot function. If that's the case, I got some fucking issues. I do. Because beyond this year, you're going to have to make a choice between BA or Debo. I do not see how we fit both on the team long term.
Be interesting to see what we do with the cap.
Okay. And number 2, then can we win this championship? Because 50-50 shot right now, Debo plays. I think he plays. Can he last? I'm sorry. Debo's suiting up on Sunday. I'd be shocked if Debo doesn't at least suit up.
I think it's more than 50-50. I think they're just playing games.
He's playing. Now, can he last? How much is he involved? Is he more of a decoy? These things are questions. But so Debo goes out 8 plays into the NFC Championship game. We're fucked all of a sudden. 8 plays into the NFC Championship again, and we're fucked again for the second year in a row because of an injury. And it's not to your quarterback. Quarterback, I can understand. But you just can't just function with that offense with BA, CMC, Juwan Jennings, and Kittle Corn. You cannot go win the NFC Championship game against the Detroit Lions. With those players, then I'm sorry. Then are we that good of a team? And B, is Kyle that elite of an offensive coach then?
Well, here's my question. We know that Debo is just the wide receiver version of CMC, and CMC is the running back version of CMC. Why could we have not just put in a different back and just slid CMC out to play the position that Debo, make him the wide back? Whatever, you could easily transfer that, whatever game plan, because obviously, the game plan was shot when Debo went down. I think that's completely obvious. And it would take any coach a while to, to flip it up and try and figure out what he's doing. But you have more movable parts on this offense than any other team in the freaking league. You can slide people left and right, move around. We couldn't have had, I don't remember if he's, Braden Williams go in there. We could have got Juice more into the
paging Elijah Mitchell, paging JP Mason.
Exactly. So you could have easily
hand the ball off to Trent. Shit, at this point.
I mean, so I don't understand why he panics and he gets so bad, because he does this whenever one weapon is missing. Whenever one of his weapons, it's like if it's not on all four pillars, he falters, and I don't understand why. It's like, oh shit, I don't have Debo. Let me just drop back and throw and out.
Go four wide with the quarterback who can't throw in the rain as it's pouring.
How many times was I yelling? Or obviously you weren't here, but I probably think I've typed it about a million times. Run CMC. What happened when we ran CMC? Hey, does anybody know who led the league in rushing this year? Anybody? Someone tell me.
I think it's some guy named Christian McCaffrey. Wears 23.
Maybe for the Niners.
Fucking
touchdowns every time we fucking touch the ball on fucking Saturday. Dude,
it's and it's not even CMC. You say, hey, CMC's struggling. They were clearly keying on CMC. Fuck them, bring in Elijah Mitchell. Something.
Yeah.
Something. Because, look, I hope it doesn't happen again this year, but we're 1-3, 5 or plus points going into the fourth quarter. So would that tell you that Saturday was more of a, can you really go 0-31 in that situation? With the offensive firepower we have? Or is that just now all of a sudden, Kyle, let's just break this trend and we're gonna go 30-0 the next time we're down? No, I would just tell you it's more of an anomaly. Thank God it happened now, in the name of Bill, Jerry, Joe, and Ronnie. Thank God it happened now, but no, I would think it's an anomaly. Now, real quick, before we get any deeper, I do want to talk about this. Obviously, Bam Bam MVP of the week, Dre Greenlaw. I mean, no question and everything like that.
Go down, Dre.
But I was just gonna say, did you see why he said he didn't go down?
Yeah, because he promised Fred that he wasn't going to pick six. And I'm like, I bet you $10 Fred was dying, like, break that promise to me, man. Just lay your ass down.
Yeah, like
get your ass on the ground.
Like, okay, y'all calm me down if I'm getting a little too crazy with this, but I don't like that fucking answer, bruh. Really?
How's it,
really?
John? I mean,
after everything we've been through that game, and when that dude stood up and we lost Dre Greenlaw for a second, I said, I swear to God, I'm gonna break something. If we see it, all of a sudden the Packers are jumping up and down, and the referee's pointing the other way, I'm going to, and we lose this game, I'm going to break something, bro. Like
I might have had to leave my house for the sake of my wife. Just because I'd have been that man. Like, I have to.
Yeah. My girl was sitting there. She was at home.
Miss Teresa, how's it?
And she was kind of driving around. She said she was driving around a little bit. And she was like, I looked at her, I said, hey, babe, if we lost, it might have been best for you to stay at your grandparents'. Like, and she goes, you know what, babe? I honestly was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, it was not going to be pretty. It was not going to be pretty.
He had 2 interceptions. On those 2 interceptions, you remember how long did it feel like those were like 2 lifetimes for each interception?
Oh yeah. It was like the ball was in there forever.
He ran a total of 108 yards to gain 22 yards. I'm just like, dude, just go down. My heart is not healthy right now because of you.
Like, I mean, y'all saw my hand. You saw the video I sent to the chat with my hand.
Yeah.
Bro, I literally, the only reason I didn't smoke 5 cigarettes in a row is because I didn't have 5 cigarettes. Yeah, I literally would have had to go back inside the house and get another pack. That's the only reason I didn't smoke 5 cigarettes in a row, bro. Like, I was literally outside just like straight.
I think afterwards, I gave up on the shot glass. I was like, you know, fuck this. I just sipped the bottle.
I didn't drink. I was all this sober. I mean, awesome. Look, this is playoff football, and congratulations, everybody. You got it. You got your Brock doesn't play well in the rain. Brock looked like shit. Is Brock gonna cost the Niners this game?
And Shanahan can't coach from behind.
All these things.
How many negatives did we knock out in one night? Win, lose, or draw, no matter what you said, we knocked out pretty much every negative, even though there's still – I don't know how people still are just talking so much shit about Brock. It makes no fucking sense to me. But we pretty much knocked off everything on the list. Except, you know, maybe Brock still can't pass in the rain. Okay, whatever. But pretty much everything else is off the list.
I mean, and this is my thing about it is, look, does he have his flaws? Yes. Yes, I think we could say that. But is he $50 million fully guaranteed quarterback? Probably not. He's probably worth just what the next team's willing a dollar more than the next team's willing to give him.
But you're gonna have to pay it,
right?
You're gonna have to pay it.
But my thing about this is, okay, Jason, how did the Niners upgrade? How? What team has a quarterback that's good enough, right? That's going to be a Super Bowl caliber quarterback, an upgrade from Brock. That the team's bad enough that they're willing to trade their quarterback, but the quarterback's that good. And they don't want to build around this quarterback. That's not going to, like, come on, bro. Who's going to trade? Like, get the fuck out of here. Okay, so we're not trading for another team.
The only one that comes even remotely to mind would be Justin Herbert. And I think at this point, Justin Herbert is not playing good enough to beat out Brock. You know what I mean? Like, I think his stock has declined so much this last season. I don't think, you know, like I said, that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head real quick. And I don't think.
Okay, cool. Not trading up in the draft. Because let's be real, we're up either pick 29 to 32. We're locked in. Pick 29 to 32. Okay, with the salary cap situation, the not replenishing, the tackle situation, everything, and also what they just went through with Trey Lance. They're not trading up for another quarterback. Okay, so we're not pick up.
This staff
there's an upgrade.
That again.
Yeah, the staff's not doing that again. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be an upgrade from Brock Purdy just lounging about in free agency.
Or as the last pick in the draft.
Yeah, like get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck.
And so even those quarterbacks, like you said, trading up that were better than Brock, you've got Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar, and Burrows. Who else would you put on that? And we're just going by talent-wise from what we've seen so far. I can't think of somebody else you'd make that trade for.
Jordan.
I wouldn't for Tua.
Maybe Jordan Love.
No, because he's the same. He's the same but different than Brock in the fact that we haven't seen enough of it. But
yeah, okay. And you know what Brock looks like in the system, and exactly. I'll give you that.
Now, if Jordan Love continues to go the next couple of seasons, then then that'd be a different subject. But right now, he's an unknown.
And so, now, what's up, Tommy?
What up,
Fairy? But so going forward, Brock's the guy. Now we'll discuss the future when. What do you pay him?
That's the offseason.
When we get to that point. But take away how the team played on Sunday. Are you more or less confident that this team's able to win a champion or get to the Super Bowl? Let's take it a step at a time.
I'm not going to say it's wavered simply because this team needed a win like this to prove to themselves, to prove to coach, to Shanahan, all those guys that, you know what, we can still play like shit and pull it out of our ass. So while I know a lot of people are just going to go, oh, nope, I'm down half or 50% or whatever. I don't think it wavers because inside that locker room, there was a lot of demons that got taken care of with this game. Just because we won it. 99 out of times we have lost that game, and then that's the end of our season, or whatever goes on. We finally have that game where we're like nothing worked, yet we still won. So while it looked like shit, I think it's still good.
You know what's so funny? It's so hilarious that have you ever that you could point to probably multiple plays that each unit would have that committed that would have cost us this ball game. Special teams, you could point to a couple plays that could have cost us this ball game. Defensively, you could damn show. I'll admit it. I'll say it on air. I put it in the chat. This is after the second or third PI by Ambry Thomas. This ain't the championship secondary, and I still stand by that.
I don't.
Now, does that mean
I think you're wrong on that.
No, huh?
Yeah, you're wrong on that. Simply because you take Ambry Thomas's stuff out of there, Lenore played balls out, Ward played balls out. Those two held their own. It was Ambry was the good.
I'll say this. Early game, Bam MVP of the week was going to be Diablo Lenore.
Yeah, they played.
It was going to be
asses off.
Yeah. I will say that when you Aaron Jones, if you take out the 53-yarder, which I understand you can't, but you take out the 53-yarder, he was less than 3.5. It was like 3.2 yards a carry.
He did not have a good game. Their good game came from broken plays, and a lot of that was also on the ground. I am more worried about the run defense right now than I am. I'm okay with the pass defense, besides Ambry Thomas, but everybody has a bad game. But this run defense has been steadily terrible for quite some time.
So ultimately, I walk away with this game, Jason, feeling that offensive. Look, I'm not going to pretend to be a mastermind of Detroit's defense. You know how good they are. Jaden Hutchinson will be a problem. That's just going to be a factor.
CJ is going to be a problem too. No matter all the shit he talks to, he's still a damn good cornerback.
Yeah. So I just what worries me about this game is one play.
Yes.
Yeah. Paging Javon Hargrave. The way I'm going to say this, Javon Hargrave has not had a great year. Not what he's not been. Okay, let me rephrase that. Do you feel he's been billed? He's played up to what he was billed as?
No.
Has he been your defensive solution to our problems on the interior? No.
He has not turned this defensive line into what the Eagles' defensive line was last year. Though that defensive line last year was just nasty. Okay. Our defensive line has been okay at times.
Tommy, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
But okay, so we do that. Who are you putting in? Kinlaw?
Yeah, shit. At this point, give it. I'll take Kinlaw. Look, he's not. We need to remove the number one pick from him. Okay. I like Kinlaw in the run game. I don't need him out there, 45 snaps a game, but I like Kinlaw. 1 or 2 plays, a handful of plays a game.
But that's all you get out of him is a handful of plays.
I'd be curious to see if if Hargrave's hamstring's full.
Could be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's good enough that I can play. You know, it's the playoffs. We're all nicked. You know,
You think he's pulling a Trent?
just sucking
You know
it
what I mean?
up.
It's like, you know what I mean? At some point, when do you realize
What is Givens better than an 75%? Yeah. I think that this is look, ultimately, do I feel the Niners are going to win on Sunday? Yes. What makes me nervous is if the game's close because a fluke play can happen. You know what I'm saying? But
like a kickoff.
we've seen. I want to caution. I'm going to say this, but this also makes me nervous. Is we've seen Jared Goff against this defense, bro. There's a reason he's not the Rams quarterback. Let's be real. It's how he looked against our defense, among other defenses too. But let's be real. Every time there's always been that turning point in the season, right? That turning point. Are the Niners going to go downhill? Has Shanahan lost it? And what happens? What team is it that turns our season around? The Yams. Who was the quarterback for majority of those games? Jared Goff.
But I will say this: he's definitely not the same quarterback he was before.
No, and we're not the same defense, and that's why I want to caution against this. But I would definitely take this game being at Levi's, which it's supposed to. I will go ahead and look up the weather right now. But as of a few hours ago, it was not. It was. So I'll take my chances and say, hey, I got faith in my team that we'll get it done against Jared Goff at home, you know, and Jared Goff not in the dome. This game's in Detroit. All right, bro. You know, but this game being at Levi's because at this point, we go back to what I said on Friday, the day before the game. No excuses. Ultimately, Debo suits up, you know, or whatever is out there. Okay, minus Debo. Well, still, as far as I know,
Detroit, I like that.
We came out the game fully healthy besides Debo, right? Yeah. I haven't heard any other injuries. So I still feel what I said on Friday. No excuses. You know, 2019, fucking Jimmy, right? That was our excuse. Fucking Jimmy. Jimmy's not concussed. You know, DJ Jones doesn't get – okay, cool. 2020, year of the injuries. Cool. 21, hey, we went out of gas. I think that was, you know, fucking Jaquaski Tart, and we ran out of gas. 22, hey, our quarterback got his arm damn near ripped off. Then his backup got hurt, so our quarterback, who only could throw 5 yards, had to come into the game.
And don't forget,
what's the excuse this time, Jason?
One before there.
What's the excuse this time, Jason? What?
Debo.
Okay.
Cool. They're going to use Hufanga as an excuse. You know, we didn't have Huff. Well, we might actually.
We did not win a championship because of. Look, I love Huff. You know this, Jason. Out of here. We didn't win a championship because we lost Talanoa Hufanga.
No, I'm just saying, like,
really?
You know, every time you take one pot, okay, you know, we lost a quarterback in Trey. Depending on who you ask, we upgraded to Jimmy with how Jimmy played for majority of that season. Then we lost Jimmy, and then we upgraded again. You know, okay, so we lost Huff. We might have upgraded again with how Jair Brown's played. You know what I mean? So
why was Jair Brown not in the game?
I know.
I don't understand it because everybody says the experience of Logan Ryan. Well, there was a reason he was available. And I understand it's the playoffs. Now is not the time for development.
Nah, Jair Brown had experience in big games in college at Penn State. He knew he would have been fine.
Just giving you more athleticism. It's clear. Look, that 2-point conversion, maybe Jair doesn't get there, but he's going to be able to give you more of a chance than Logan Ryan.
Yeah. Logan should have been the backup. I mean, not worried.
How you feeling? Right down the middle, bruh. Right down the middle.
The block. They even have gone back and said that should have been a foul on the Packers because they pushed up. So, I mean, those are two big boys that got some serious height and blocked that. So I'm not worried. And of course, instantly with anything because of his draft status, I saw everybody getting down on Moody. I'm like, what? That was blocked. That he did. Whether he might have missed it or not, we will never know. But as far as I'm concerned, that was a good kick that got blocked, which is not on him. And
look,
there was
ultimately,
and then he nailed the long field goal.
The one that, let's be real, was more clutch.
Yeah.
At halftime, I texted my boy, bro, and I said, this seems eerily similar to the game in 2021. Blocked field goal before halftime, only up by one score, fluke play happens. You know what really I felt the game would have turned? When Kittle scored, or when CMC scored the touchdown to make it 13-14. And then they had the kickoff, fumbled the fucking ball. Not only does the ball go forward, so they actually gain yardage, a player doing a Superman that never fucking works. That never works. That's never how you recover from.
They always land on top of it and keep rolling.
Yeah, actually works. At that point, I kind of looked at the TV and I was like, bruh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, rough game. So, this to me is ultimately, this is a legacy game. I feel the next two games are legacy games. Because ultimately, what is this game? We go out and we lose this week or even lose the Super Bowl. What is this game, Jason? Cool game. Bragging rights for you and your wife. You could always talk shit to her. And, I got a boy who actually on the news, but one of my roommates in the group home is a diehard Wackers fan. My boy, rest in peace, AJ. My boy, AJ, a Wackers fan. So, but it's like the T.O. catch game. Doesn't really mean shit.
No.
So this is the legacy. So to me, because you go out and you win a championship, what are we going to say about any player on this team? Anytime the chips are down, we're going to be able to say we have faith. Why? Because of this game right here. You're going to this moment. What did I scream into the phone at the end of the game? Bill Walsh's quote: champions behave like champions before they're champions.
Just so you can see it before it goes up.
So what? That's majority Detroit?
That's right down the middle, 5-5.
Right down 5-5. I mean, not to give away too much of Friday show or anything like that, but obviously I'm picking the Niners to win. And this is a little personal. Look, I have a whole half of my family that are all Lions fans. You feel me?
But
my mother today,
when it's a number 1 versus number 2 seed.
They're 3, bro. It's 1-3 on both conferences. The day my mother was born, the Niners played in Detroit and beat the Lions. Born. The Niners, I looked it up. October 1st, 1961, the Niners played in Detroit and beat them. So, look, it feels weird saying this, but if the Niners were somehow not in the NFC Championship game but didn't lose Saturday, because, I would be like, fuck everything, if we lost Saturday, but somehow we weren't in the playoffs, I would be going for the line. Like, I love the story and everything. This is nothing personal, No,
I mean, it'd be like, losing to the Bills in the Super Bowl. It's like, okay, y'all get one.
I mean, fuck that. I ain't losing to anybody. But what's also cool? What's also a cool thing? We win. We win. It would be the Revenge Bowl regardless.
Oh yeah, no matter. That was going to be part of Friday's game or Friday's show.
Yeah.
Who do you want to beat more in the?
Yeah, we'll save it for Friday. I already know mine because I kind of thought about this, but How about this? How about that? We'll save it for Tuesday, or maybe Friday before the Super Bowl, because I don't want to jinx anything.
Oh yeah, I guess we do got to kind of fill time on that.
I don't want to. Bro, you don't know how many times I hated myself for thinking about buying Victory cigars, talking about when we think the parade. You don't know how many times during that game I was like, bro, why the fuck did I do that shit? I swear to like this is why I do this. I love because this is so therapeutic to me. Because every person that's gonna watch this show or is watching now, even you, James, involved with NFR, we all felt the same way. You know, and it's just nice to finally be able to interact with some people that like, yeah, bro, like memorable game in Niner history. Now go make it legendary. Go make this be a story that we talk about for the rest of our lives.
Yep. That's all we want.
You know? So go in two more.
Go win one for the Gipper.
Go win one for the Gipper. Go win one for Huff. I mean, whatever you got to say.
Yep.
I said something to you in the green room, and this is ultimately what I think is going to wake us up. If it doesn't, then you got to question some championship and some dog in some players. You know, if we don't come out and play, look, we get beat, but we better not come out and play like shit. We get beat. That's different. You know, we play our A+ game. I'm sorry, I believe we.
Yeah, we should win.
But if they could beat us after playing our A+ game, you tip your cap to them.
Yeah.
But if we come out look like shit, I'm sorry, you got to question it, because what Saturday should be like is the equivalent of a football car crash that you should have died. Like you're like, I should be dead right now, yet somehow you're alive. And somebody who barely got grazed flew through the windshield and got.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the Niners should feel like. And if this team is truly championship quality team, you know, I felt that too. Like
oh, there was a lot of Green Bay fans crying about it. I saw lots of it.
Look, it went both ways. My whole thing about this, and this is, I just say this every week. So Nick Bosa just never gets fucking held. Ever. What? How many offensive snaps did they have on Sunday? Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah, they had one penalty called on them the entire game. So I don't want to hear it from Detroit left fans.
Okay. So Green Bay had team stats. Here we go. Try to look at all their plays. Hold on. Team stats. Come on, numbnuts. Total plays. They had 62 total offensive plays. Nick Bosa did not get held once in 62 fucking plays. I'm sorry, bro. Either Nick Bosa is garbage or that's complete bullshit. That's all I'm gonna say. And truthfully, honestly, you know what? I'll say this about Nick Bosa not having sacks. I will say this. To me, Saturday we saw why Nick Bosa is the best defensive end in football, because I thought he played phenomenal against the run.
I want those sacks. That's all I'm going to say.
Look,
give me those
30
sacks.
billion. That's why we're paying. Look, honestly, there's just big moments in the game. I will say this. There are big moments in the game that I'm like, you know, if you're the level of BY or just an elite pass, like a damn dude, you get a sack here. Right? Doesn't like Reggie White would get a sack here. BY would get a sack here. Charles Haley would get a sack here. You know, LT would get a sack here.
We can't say that about him right now.
We can't. But I want to pull something up right now. Because everybody is saying this. I'm going to read you stats right now. 22 of 35, 286 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks, and 3 sacks. Is that a good or bad game, Jason?
What was it again?
I'll read it one more time. 22 of 35, 286, touchdowns, 3 picks, and sacked 3 times.
I think the context should go whether or not you won. You know what I mean?
Okay. But that was Joe's stats, the catch game. Brock, 23 of 39, 252, a touchdown, no picks. 6 of 7 the last drive. So what? I'm just saying, bro. What? So how do we feel about this? How do we analyze it? You know, if CMC gets stopped 4 yards 4 times, you know, in a row, right, from the 5-yard line, like Brock takes it down to the 5, right? Phenomenal play by Brock. Brock takes it down to the 5.
Mm-hmm.
CMC gets stopped 4 times in a row from the 5-yard line. We lose. Okay. Brock's still 6 of 7. You know, still got us down to the 5. The only thing that changes is CMC doesn't score. Do we feel different about that game? You see what I'm saying? So how do we feel about that? Is it clutch? I think we'll still figure it out. If Brock repeats this, like shit, if he does it in the NFC Championship game, fuck, does it in the Super Bowl? Like, because why is Joe cool? Because Joe had been doing it his whole, you know, he did it at Notre Dame. He did it in the pro. You know, he did it over years and years and years and years and years. So could we start seeing the legend of Brock Purdy? Possibly.
We could.
I hope so. Shit, talk to me in what? Joe played for us, 13 years? Talk to me in 13 years. You know? But if we are, then buckle up, faithful. If we are, I'm truly going to shed a tear. Because one of the things I've always tell people, now that I'm about to be 38 this year, I'd give 10 years of my life, you know, and be 48 and had been able to remember the dynasty. You know, that's the one thing I've always hated. That like the times I cling to as you know, a fan so much are times I barely remember, if at all. You know, some of them I haven't even been born, wasn't even born. So I'd rather be 10 in 1982, you know, than -4.
But you'd want to be my age, basically.
Basically, I'd be your age, bro.
Yeah, so I just turned
I'd be
45.
your age.
So.
You, Tom Brady, and my ex are all the same ages. Y'all were all born in 77.
I was born in 77.
I thought you were born in 77.
79. I'm 45.
Oh, 79. Okay. 79. My bad. Okay, so 2 years. So I'd be 47. Because Tom Brady says he remembers that game. Anyway, I mean,
I remember pieces of it. It's kind of weird. It's like, I think I do, but I don't remember because I was pretty young that year. So, but I want to say I am.
So I think this is now, as we go forward, I look at this game and BC breathes it up. 19, 21, 22, you know, now going to, I'm like, fuck, that's a lot of NFC Championship games, bro. You know? And look, if this was the Detroit Lions, Kyle would already be considered the greatest coach in their history.
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately for Kyle, sorry, we're measured by one thing in this franchise. So ultimately, 7-0 at home in the playoffs, all under Kyle. mean, that ain't a fluke, bro.
No, I mean it's called home field advantage for a reason.
For a reason. And sure, yeah, they're coming off of clearly where they looked the worst out of all home playoff games. The history of Kyle and the history of Levi's. This was the worst they looked.
Yeah.
This is the closest they came to losing. But when we step back and we look at, and by the way, the Lions are the only team in the playoff that were a playoff team or are left in the playoffs that we haven't beaten in the NFC. So when we step out, what does that tell you? And what did we say on the Friday show? Look, ultimately, it showed we own the NFC. Now, did we own the NFC or we lucky? Hey, sometimes it's better. But over the 18 weeks I've seen this football team play, some like they have in their 12 other wins than they have in their 4 out of the 5 losses. I wrong, then you and I might be doing the end of the season show. If we do,
we don't want to.
Which, look, bro, I don't want to. I mean, one of the greatest moments of my life was halftime at the NFC Championship game and after the NFC Championship game in 19. And seeing the faces of all the faithful that I had met over the years at Levi's, who I knew had been through just as much shit as I've been. Sometimes worse, because let's be real, they were season ticket holders, a lot of them, during all this shit. And they bought tickets during Harbaugh. You feel me? Now imagine you're at Harbaugh and then you go through Tom Sula, Kelly, the beginning of Shannon, all that we had been through. And seeing their faces like, we're about to go to the Super Bowl. And like, we look like the best team in football. I would love nothing more than to hug Mama Debbie and give her a kiss at the fucking Super Bowl parade. I'd love nothing more than to light up a cigar with you, brother. You know what I'm saying? A Cuban cigar.
Should be a highlight.
I would love nothing more than to not remember the parade because I was so shit-faced.
No, I think I want to stay sober for that to an extent, just because I want to remember that one.
Oh, okay. I don't want to be. I truthfully, I don't actually like being shit-faced. I'm gonna be stoned out of my mind, bro. I'm smoking 6 blunts beyond what me and my girl normally smoke. I'm smoking 6 blunts that day. Every roach I smoked 3 blunts during the game. 1 pregame, 1 halftime, 1 after the game. I've saved every blunt from the preseason until now. And I will continue to do that. And I will roll every one of those blunts into blunts and I will smoke them at the parade. I'll tell you, bro, this is just beyond the fact of what you and I and Jamie talked about off air about, hey, this needs to be the year, and we need to have that momentum.
Yeah.
As a fan, bro, I would easily end the podcast today if you told me that's what it would take for us to win the championship. I would step aside.
Yeah, I'd give up a lot to make that one happen.
Yeah, I would. I would say, okay, if God came to me and I said, that's what I have to do, I will step aside. And Jason will take over, or there'll be, huh?
No, I said I'd help you.
Yeah. Well, either if God's like, hey, let Jason take over, cool. All right, bro, I step aside. Y'all would never see me on camera ever again.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'd give up anything, but that list ain't long.
That list ain't very, 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 very long. And ask me, like, look, I'll put it to you this way. This is one of the very few things on my bucket list, bro, that because let's be real, as we talk about Laura Cat, as we talk about Corey, as we talk about some faithful that we've lost, since 1994.
Yeah.
I don't want to be one of those, bruh. Especially one of the ones that didn't remember. You know what I'm saying? I don't, as much as I've dedicated my life, and look, nobody knows in San Jose, California, Nobody knows better than me except one dude. I actually know one Lions fan who's from here. He's actually got South Side San Ho tatted on his arm, but he's a Lions fan, legit Lions fan. What's up, homie? Yeah, I'm a Lions fan. What you gonna do about it? You know, type of fan, bro. Anyway, I know. Trust me, I know what y'all been through. And if we think that they're not going to show up and be hungry, like
it will be.
It's going to be a hell of a game. And honestly, I think that a game that you walk out of and you're like, how do we not win a Super Bowl? After a game like that, after what we've been through, how do we not grab a chance? I think we're going to step away from. You know?
But we should probably stop getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we should. All right, brother. Any final thoughts?
No. It was a fun game. At least in the house, it was a fun game. You know, the birthday and all that.
I can't imagine your house.
Hopefully, that was Kyle's moment to where he could say, "Hey, get this monkey off my back," like Steve did. Now, obviously, a little bit different circumstances, but I'm hoping for that same kind of a thing to where Kyle is no longer felt weighted down by all of that pressure. Like maybe he's a little bit more free now. Now we can finally get that last step. I do think Detroit's going to be a game. There are some things with Detroit that kind of worry me quite a bit, but we'll get to that on Friday. But other than that, I can't wait for Friday.
That's Friday, Jason and TJ's problem.
Yeah, exactly.
As Bubby would say, that's our problem Friday. You know, so 24-hour rule has been in full effect. Tip our cap, great win, awesome, all that. Plenty to get better. To get better from. And yeah, let's go get it done. All right, bro. We'll see you Friday.
Bye, Fitai Telelava. One love.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, thanks, Jason, for hopping in. Chat was popping today. Oh, wait. Before you go, I have to play.
Look, I didn't start stripping
Where
yet.
else would I rather be than here at Seattle's home field eating turkey legs on Thanksgiving? Where else would I rather be than here at... I love the Niners. This is really fun. I love the Niners.
I will be skipping down somewhere saying that at some point.
National Tight End Day.
It's a holiday.
It's a holiday.
It's a holiday.
It's a holiday. I like how he says it's a holiday.
It's a holiday. Creation of National Tight End Day right there. But yeah, I went and downloaded. I was like, bro, did I just curse us by downloading the Fuck the Wackers one? Like, all right, bro. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Before we do, help us out. Affiliate link, description, podcast, video. SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code 9FaithfulRadio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. See us Friday, 6 p.m. here on the West Coast. And follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at 9Faithful. At 9FaithfulR. To see everywhere you could subscribe to the show, go to 9faithfulradio.com/subscribe. Catch our game day shows, pregame, halftime, and postgame show. And this week's promo code for 20% off of all season 3 for the Faithful by the Faithful apparel is Beat the Lions. All right, y'all. We got a couple more. Yeah. That's thanks, BC. We're now about to turn 47. Oh, geez, up in the house. Anyway, all right, y'all. See y'all next week, or see y'all Friday. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown!
See ya.